I need to get this shit off my chest. Even if I just fucking record this video and put it in my drafts. I have nobody to talk to about this. I'm already in fucking therapy, but I don't go enough. If I had the fucking time to go weekly, I would. But I don't. I have such fucked up parent wounds. I grew up with a horribly abusive, psychotic. That's where I first learned the word narcissist of a father. He was beyond abusive. And my mother enabled it. For the first 13 years of my life. It took her 13 fucking years to walk away. She left him plenty of times, but she never stayed away. She always went back. I used to plead. I used to look at her and plead with my eyes. Adult me wishes I would have told her to tell him to shut the fuck up, to not speak to me like that, to not hit us that hard. I wish I would. Growing up in the 90s, you were only considered to be living in an abusive home if you were covered in bruises. I wish to God I would have been covered in bruises. I wish he would have broke every bone in my body so it would have got somebody's fucking attention. He never left a mark on me. But I'm covered in marks for the rest of my life because of him. Scars so deep, I don't know that they'll ever fucking heal. It affected my every single relationship, my every single friendship. I've had nothing but toxic ass friends, and I've had nothing but toxic ass abusive motherfucking pieces of shit that I've dated. The only good thing that came from it is I never allowed anybody to abuse my kids. I have been single and by myself through this shit, through parenting for over 10 years. I've never done it with another person, and anybody I've dated was barely around my kids, and I never, as soon as I started to be treated badly, I left. That is the only good thing that came from it, is that I knew when to leave. I have years that are gone from my childhood that I can't even remember. I went through such horrific abuse. My brain tried to save me by blocking it out. We went from my horribly abusive father to my unbelievably messed up grandma's house, and was stuck with an abusive alcoholic. From the time I was 13, I didn't get away. I left a little in my early 20s, but I was basically there from age 13 to age 27. And since dating at the age of 14, I've been in and out of abusive relationships. I used to put my mom so high up on a pedestal. And it took me until my 30s. I'm almost 36. It took me until my 30s to realize I've only looked at her so lovingly and so wonderful because she's so very different from my dad. Because my dad's a piece of shit. But there's so many times I have worlds of things I keep from my mom that I can't even talk to her about. Whole worlds worth of things. She doesn't encourage me. We don't have genuine, deep conversations. There's so many things I need to get off my chest. She talked me out of college. She never pushed me to do anything with my life. Never told me I could be anything I wanted. Even though I can always see that in everybody else. I can look at any given person and think, what's stopping you? You can do anything in the world. You can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want with your life. Can't push myself to do that. Can't see it in myself. I have become a perfectionist because of her. I grew up my entire childhood hearing how she was my biggest cheerleader and worst critic. And I have yet to see where the cheerleading part came in. And while my entire almost 36 years, she's always pointed out all my mistakes, she never, and I mean ever, talks about her own. Never talks about her own. Never talks about how she's in the wrong. I don't know where the fuck I learned that from, because I'm the first one to admit my mistakes. I'm the first one to fucking talk about it and try to fix it. God, it just feels good to say it out loud. We were watching our show, not yesterday, but the day before, and one of the main characters is an addict. And for the millionth time, she said, well, I've been broken more than once and I never went to drugs or alcohol. And she says this to her addict daughter. And I've been sober for over 10 years. She's never told me she's proud of me. In fact, when she found out years ago that I was taking my grandma's pills, she was mad at me. And that's all I got was anger. And she gave me the cold fucking shoulder that she does when she's mad at me for over a week. Never had a deep, genuine conversation about it. And mind you, I became an addict on accident. I used to have severe, debilitating cramps on my period. And my grandma, who took Percocet, not knowing any better, offered me them. And I became fucking addicted. To make matters worse, when I chose on my own to get off of them because I wanted to be better, I didn't want to live that life anymore. I went into psychosis and found out I'm fucking bipolar. I recently found out I'm autistic, might have narcolepsy, have severe ADD. When I told my mom how I took all these tests and it shows that I have autism, it was like I was reading her my grocery list. She barely reacted. And when I mentioned how I thought my brother might have it, she said, oh my God, that would be so unfair to him considering he has ADHD. Like I don't have a laundry list of fucking problems, but don't get me started, that's a whole other story. On how he always got treated differently than me. I have so much more I need to say, but I'm running out of time. And I don't care if anybody watches this. I just needed to say it.